Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahümme ehdina fîmen hedeyt ve afina fîmen afeyt ve tevellena fîmen tevelleyt ve barik lena fîmâ a'tayt ve qina şerre mâ qadayt fe inneke teqdî ve lâ yuqdâ aleyk innehu lâ yezullu men vâleyt ve lâ ya'uzzu men âdeyt تباركت ربنا وتعاليت فلك الحمد على ما قضيت نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amen. We have studied the concept of worship last week, and the second verse said, I don't worship but you worship. Who would like to give a very brief summary of what worship is? Summary of it. Does anybody remember? Anything?
I can.
No.
I can.
Yeah.
So, if it's just for worship, how I understood it is that it's basically a concept of reality that results in a concrete understanding leading to a sense of acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
So if all these criteria are met, then whatever that concept is essentially something that you worship. In other terms, as how we defined this in our last discussion, was something that which is, I guess, worthy of worship, something which is something that we attribute the quality of being the source of existence of something.
So as a consequence of it, source of existence of something, then we are able to explain our existence due to his whatever that objective, that object or that thing, idea is, I am indebted my existence to it.
Right.
So I give or I assign meaning to my existence according to the source of my existence in my understanding. That's why worship means whatever I regard as giving meaning to my existence, I respect that one because I gain existence and therefore meaning for my being in this world. It makes my life meaningful in this term, in the way that I understand worship. It must make my life meaningful for me, so that I will say, I worship him. I feel indebted my existence to it.
Can we say that it makes your understanding of that object or that it be meaningful rather than your life meaningful? Because the moment you say it must make my life meaningful, then you're negating the possibility of anyone worshiping the concept or perspective that life is meaningless.
So, so that you are saying that it excludes those people which holds the idea that life is meaningless. So they worship what? I mean, in this term now,
They worship
yeah,
their understanding being meaningful. That they think that. I'm assuming here. The concept that they've understood is meaningful to them, but that concept could very much be saying that their life is meaningless.
Yeah, it means there is no purpose in their existence. So they accept that there is no purpose in their existence. So this is meaningful for them. They understand the contradictory position. So that is what is seen in this world, actually. So as if this verse 2, 3, 4, even 5 and 6, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Is it competition between you worship, I don't worship, I worship, you don't worship? It's a competition. But there must be a benefit in making this comparison in order to make the distinction between what somebody worships is opposed to another understanding that I don't worship what they worship. Make the distinction between two opposite. Does it? Do you feel that it helps us to understand to understand that I am like this, I am not like those people, as I noticed that they are not like me as well, in interpreting my existence and the meaning of my existence. Does it help us to make our identity clear, or better understood or better practiced in this competitive or comparison? In this comparison, I worship this, but you don't. Okay. Does it make any difference for me?
I think it's helpful, but it's probably more helpful if you, instead of looking outside of your own existence, if you look at within your own existence. So if you were to look at it comparatively, but within your own understanding, so a side of you that falls in, I guess, the I of that verse, and a side of you that falls under the you of that verse. So it's addressing a side of you, essentially.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to add on, I mean, human beings learn through comparisons, right? We compare and contrast different things. Okay, what is my object of worship? And then you kind of just, see the different ideas out there, like really, what is people's object of worship? And you kind of try to make sense of it, right? At the end of the day, we have to target our object of worship, like what is it that we're worshiping? And how would I know that which I ought to worship? Is through making comparisons. Like if I'm worshiping an object because it's displaying manifesting qualities, then that's it. That's my object of worship. But if I'm worshiping a one that's bringing about these qualities that I'm experiencing, that's my object of worship. So whatever I deem to be my object of worship, right, if it makes sense to me, then I can only make sense for myself based on making comparisons with, oh, will this satisfy me? Oh, will this satisfy me? What truly satisfies me?
So we should be very careful. This comparison is not strange to human nature, but it is not a competition or exclusion. It means, look, what you do brings benefit or harm to you, but what I do is for my benefit. What you do is for your benefit. So we understand from the last verse, we haven't come yet there, it is something to do with responsibility. What you are holding your responsibility as far as your decision or your choice gives you, and I'm holding my responsibility for my own choice. So we are making in this comparison to see that can I really pick up or take up this responsibility by doing what others are doing, or what other ideologies or interpretations, the way of interpreting the things. I think, as you said, I'm thinking now, like with you together, as you said, making comparison is inevitable for human nature. We do always make comparisons. And also making, can we also say that the making comparison is useful for us?
Sure.
No, but competing is not. That must be clear.
Yeah.
Competing with others, no, not competing, but making comparison. And since we cannot really come to a conclusion without making comparisons, so we have to compare it. That's why these verses may say, or maybe saying, look, I don't worship what you worship. So you are not worshippers of what I worship. You are not doing this. So that I'm not a worshipper of what you worshipped. Why? There is one thing. It's somehow language-wise technical. The tense of the verb changes here on verse 4. Have you noticed that? I am not a worshipper, it means continuous, of what you worshipped. But suddenly the tense changed from present tense to past tense. Why do you think?
Well, after making a comparison, whatever makes sense to you, then you approve it, you take that in, and whatever doesn't make sense to you, so you reject that. So you can be talking to your own self, battling between, the two aspects of your being, one which is inclined towards, what do you say, like the evil commanding soul versus your true spirit, right? Battling in between two. So you reject that side, and then you say, hey, that doesn't satisfy me. I'm rejecting, that which I deemed to be right back then, but that doesn't make sense to me now. So this is what I worship. It's just rejecting the wrong idea.
But how about the past tense?
Worship. Yes, it's something I deem to be like my object of worship in the past, or something that made back then, sense to me, but like now it is not. So I was like, oh man, was I, stupid to be worshiping that, right? So I'm not a worshiper of what you worshipped. So
if you look at it, the verse 4, and also the form of I am worshipper. We said worshipper means I am constant there. It is a kind of my profession. I have decided, and I have been doing it, and I intend to continue to do it. But the other side, which I don't agree with, they may change their mind. Because until now, you worshipped this object or this understanding, this idea, but from now on, you may change, because as far as I am concerned, you feel your idea doesn't seem to be sustainable, and you may change it. But although I am very sure of my own attitude. Yours is may not. You may realize that it is wrong. It may infer this. You may change. That's what people say about it, really. Yet it refers that you may change.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. Just wanted to let you know we had set up here for an iftar.
So for iftar is okay, yeah.
They're
8
gonna
o'clock.
bring in pizza around 7:30 on the back.
Oh yeah, but 8 at the latest 8 o'clock we will be
The
done.
food will arrive 7:30,
Yeah,
just so you
thank
aren't alarmed by.
Yeah. Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you. Okay.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
So I guess what you said makes sense, but if you look at another aspect that I tend to find in this particular verse is that it's also addressing the same side of me that is kind of tied to what it already accepted. So commonly understood as a preconceived notion. So even if my object of worship is true, but it's in the past, that meaning that I'm not re-evaluating my prior object of worship. I feel like this verse also addresses that it's highlighting that the I is always in this active state of constantly questioning what is worthy of worship rather than just accepting and leaving. Or, yeah.
Yes, from my side, I feel that those people who follow the message and define the word worship in the way that we understood last week, just I am sure of it, and I have no doubt about it. But yours is an instant decision. You cannot be sure about it. Think about it, because it is open for questioning. Although my choice is well established in my understanding, but yours is not well established. If you think about it, you can easily change it. That's why it is in the past, not a constant way of worshiping whatever they worship, because that must be a contradiction between two types of ideas or understandings. So there is, I have not much ideas about this, because we really emphasized on what denier means. We emphasized on what worship means in a great detail. I understand that there is nothing much is left, unless the last verse. The last verse says, "For you, your religion; for me, my religion." It means as if it is taking a segregational attitude. Golden. Nowadays they use this language that I or me and the other. It is encouraging. The last verse, do you understand? Do I make sense at all? It is encouraging to make the lines difference from me and the other. It is a kind of exclusive attitude. It seems to be. But if you understand in this structure, in this language structure, which is called here lekum, for you. But for you, your religion, it means we have to understand that this le in English, in Arabic, li, not necessarily only, it only means that is yours, I don't care about, and this is mine. This is mine, and I have to. I am happy with it. But what I understood from this, there is another verse makes the usage of this proposition in Arabic, very clear. So let's come here. This one. Do you have the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Murad, can you?
وإذا سمعوا اللغو أعرضوا عنه وقالوا لنا أعمالنا ولكم أعمالكم سلام عليكم لا تبتغي الجاهلين.
Now, the translation of the verse, be careful, there's only one way of translating. It's very clear, that's why I took this verse. So who will read the translation? Anyone from there? Okay.
When they hear any idle talk, they leave that place saying, "We are responsible for our deeds, and you are responsible for yours. May peace be with you. We are not interested in talks based upon the ignorance."
Of course, the ethic, the moral teaching of this verse is something worth to be paid attention to, but it is not our purpose. Our purpose is we are responsible for our deeds. This word responsible comes from the same word, same proposition in the verse that we are studying, verse 6. It means for you, your religion is the literal translation of it, but it means for you are responsible for your religion, your choice, and I am responsible for my choice. Choice of religion, choice of now the worship became the ibadah, the word ibadah turned into deen. With this transfer from worship to religion, it must remind you something. Worship turns into religion. So it helps us understand what religion is, in fact. What religion? When we say religion in Arabic, deen, but we are not going to study deen in another occasion, we studied deen. But we are not going to repeat that discussion. We have already studied then the word deen, religion. But in this context, the relationship between worship and religion, is there any connection? Worship and religion? Okay. Which kind of connection do you make? Worship and religion.
Connection of depth.
Worship, between worship and religion. Which kind of connection do we make?
Which we're supposed to make?
Yeah, I mean, be aware of it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's reflect on it now.
We spoke about debt when we last understood or spoke about religion. Like, what are you indebted to? And as we understood worship in our prior discussion, it's what are you assigning that attribute or that quality of being able to be the source of existence of something. So again, who are you indebted to? So there is an overlap of that being indebtedness to.
Yeah, it means, again, really, worship means ultimately makes your life, your existence available for you, explains your existence, and you feel that my existence is due to this thing, whatever we worship. So you gain meaning to your existence through this attribution. Now, Okay, that is worship. Religion also must be on the same line as worship. It means all our life or existence or whatever we do, whatever it is decision we make, all of them becomes meaningful for me according to the way that I explain my existence. But maybe not the whole existence, every moment in my existence, in every section in my existence, it means whatever I do in this world, it means that is my religion. It means that's what I worship. For example, a simple example, if I say I'm hungry now, a person is fasting and says, I am hungry now, and I'm waiting for the time to arrive so that I will start eating and satisfy myself. So if I see that time, that moment of eating will make my life meaningful for me, and through the food, that meaning is provided, or the meaning is provided for my existence by this food, it means that moment I am the worshiper of,
That hunger.
sorry?
Hunger.
No, I'm trying to satisfy my hunger with something. It gives, it provides me the source of happiness, and so that my life will be meaningful. When I eat the food and satisfy myself, I will say I'm happy now. So food, yeah. Source of worship, the object of worship becomes food. So if you think, if someone thinks that, of course, it's a temporary event, but it needs consciousness, awareness that, look, food is not the source of your happiness. So food is not the source of your happiness. It is only a means provided for you. So you have to bear in mind the one who provided the food, who gave existence to the food, so that you will be grateful to the provider of the food, not the one who prepared it, ultimately created everything, accordingly arranged this universe so that when I have the food, it is his arrangement. It is the result of his arrangement that I am getting satisfaction. So my my object of worship is the one who created the food. So with this understanding, if I live with this understanding, so I am responsible for my choice now in order to make my life, in order to make my existence meaningful for me. If I don't pay attention to this relationship between me and the food, then my religion becomes what? To have food, and food will satisfy me. And I am responsible for then I would be responsible for this choice now. This choice says, yes, food is going to satisfy you. So what this kind of responsibility brings to my life, to my existence, is I eat the food and I finished. It disappears. So my, if you like, object of worship disappears. I cannot trust that food again. So I have to look for another food, for another food, for another food. So what I am doing here, as if I am consuming the object of worship continuously in my life. And at the end, I am left with no object of worship. It means I am left with no source of meaning, source of security for my existence. That is why to understand that you are responsible for your religion, I am responsible for my religion, it means a practical terms in my life now. How do I live in this world? How much security I feel in my existence? That is the last thing I have to share with you about this chapter. If you want to make further comment, of course you can, but we can move to another chapter, inshallah.
Brother Ali, you meant for you your religion and for me my religion, pertaining to the practical sides of how I experience my existence.
Yeah, and then whatever, no, how yes, according to my choice of object of worship, I live my life in a stable way or unstable way, in a reasonably acceptable way or not acceptable way, unacceptable way. It means the responsibility of my choice brings the result to me. So actually we can go further. If I make a wrong decision, the Quran keeps saying that if you make a wrong decision, you will be responsible for it. But we understand that, but if I choose a wrong object of worship, in the language of the Quran, God is going to punish me. Do you have this idea? If I make a wrong choice, if I assign a false object of worship, God is going to punish me. Correct?
Yes.
God is going to punish me. How? How?
In different ways.
How?
Like he can make you sick. Or he can, like, if you're achieving, like if you're wanting something, he can take it away from you. Or, I mean, he can create a lot of problems.
So you didn't get it?
She was saying in different ways.
Yes, I
he
understand.
He can make you sick, and he can take away the things that
That you crave or you
That
want
you
or
crave.
love.
That makes you what?
that you love or that you want.
Yeah.
He can take those things away.
No,
No,
God.
God can take those things away.
Oh
from
no.
you.
Either in a mean or punishment way. I thought the question was, how can God punish you?
So, but how we understand that if I if I worship something wrong other than God, the apparent literal meaning of the Quran says God will punish you. So, do you agree with this idea? If I make a wrong choice, God will punish me?
I agree with it, but not literally. I guess
Yeah.
there is punishment in it, but yeah.
So, how this?
How do I understand that?
So, yeah, how do you understand practically? Anyone who doesn't speak, who didn't speak so far, yeah?
Well, I mean, in the sense that, like, I applied the punishment to myself and the punishment is made for me, but I put myself in this situation. So, for example, so worship as something as something that gives me meaning or value to my life. So, for example, if I worship my career, okay, I find value or meaning in my career. Like, that's very
Yeah,
essential.
it means because of your career, you are happy with your existence. Yeah, this is your religion. Example.
I was thinking religion would be then the, like, the source of which made the source of existence of the, or as far as I'm aware, the apparent causes that made that career possible for me. So if I worship my career, for example, if that is the thing,
It means,
then
but let's explain the word worship
So
there. If you what?
if I associate my value, or
Yeah.
if I find satisfaction
Hmm.
in my particular career or profession,
No,
whatever.
because of your career.
Yes.
So career is providing your satisfaction now.
Then I can say my religion then is my diploma or my boss or
Or my career
whatever,
in general.
whatever made that
Yeah.
circumstance possible.
So what is important here to understand that in this phrase, lakum dinukum, your religion is yours, my religion is mine, waliya din, my religion. It means your understanding of your life brings responsibility to you. That is, you have to take care of it, whether benefit or harm. Now, but in other verses of the Quran says, if you take any other God as the object of your worship, God will punish you. That's what we are trying to understand. God will punish me with this literal understanding. I'm not happy with it, because God says you are responsible for your religion. Yeah, I am responsible for my religion. It means whatever it brings to me, that's my responsibility, whether positive or negative. I think you want to say something.
Yeah, just to pick on Hatice's practical example. If I rely on career or anything as my object of worship or point of support,
Yeah, point of satisfaction.
sure, sooner or later things dissipate, right? Things come and go. You may lose your job or anything. That's transient, right? So it won't satisfy me. So the punishment would lie in me losing it or something. I'm like, hey, I was holding on to this, but it's gone. So that's where when I feel that, oh, I cannot rely on this, so that's where the
So
punishment
you suffer from
the loss.
the loss because it is going to disappear. Although it may not disappear, you have got the job, you have got the career, and you have some sort of benefit from it, but you know that every moment you have benefit from it, it disappears. It disappears. It is not a constant thing. How can you rely yourself? You think that your existence is not stable at all. You don't feel confidence in your existence because you don't see constancy in the object of your worship. Do you understand the relationship? That is why this literal understanding of God will punish you means not because apart from my own choice and what it brings to my life, extra punishment will come to me. No, within my choice, I have my own punishment in the type of this creation. This creation to be within this order, that if I obtain or accept a wrong point, wrong object of worship, I will be torturing myself. Do you get this? I will be torturing myself because I will be suffering from it within the existence of this universe. This order that if I make a wrong decision, I don't get pleasure from this wrong decision. This order has been established by God. That's why God says, I am going to, or I am punishing you, I'm going to punish you. So I will punish you. Oh, it means in the order, it is inevitable that you will not get satisfaction at all, although we have, or this person has assigned this object of worship, whatever it is, assuming that it will bring benefit satisfaction, meaning to his or her existence, but it wouldn't get it. For example, you work and work and work, at the end, nothing comes. What do you do? So the punishment is instant punishment. Instant. Why? Anytime you have the food or career benefit from it, you feel great, okay? And put this name tag in front of you and walk in the street saying that, look, I have a proper profession here. I'm a professional guy. First of all, no one cares. Secondly, deep down, you know that it is going to fail, finish. It won't go forever. But your human desire needs eternal satisfaction. It is not eternal itself. How can it be a source of satisfaction for you? But we can cheat ourselves. That is our responsibility, saying that for the moment I am okay. Tomorrow I'm not going to think, because your object of worship, this person's object of worship, doesn't guarantee the future. That is the excuse. I'm just really justifying my wrong attitude, saying that for the moment it does. But as a human being, a temporary pleasure is not pleasure if it is going to die away. Because this pleasure brings its own poison with it. So that is why the Quran insists that, look, be careful about your object of worship. It must be something sustainable, something reliable, something able to satisfy you continuously. Of course, if you are offered food once, food at that moment satisfy your body, but your human expectations can be satisfied only if the source of existence of food is a constantly source of existence of food. It means eternally source of existence of food. Then you receive his reflection, his generosity, piece by piece, during the time, your lifetime. But because the source is eternal, if the source is eternal, you never get dissatisfied at all. You will get always satisfaction because of your, if we use the language we used here, religion. Because of your religion. Right?
Can you want something without it, like you know what everybody's talking about right now about profession, food. I mean, it is like human to want these things.
Sorry, human?
It is like human to want these things. Like everybody wants to eat. And
Yes,
you know,
yeah. Why?
have money.
Yeah.
So why is
That you have to eat. No one said you shouldn't eat.
so then why does it become like worship? Like let's say if I want to eat, like right now I want
Oh, because worship is the source of satisfaction for your existence. We studied last week.
okay.
So, source of satisfaction for your existence, which makes your life, your existence, meaningful for you. Do you think food makes your life meaningful for you? Okay, take it. And you will be responsible for your choice. Because as you eat to satisfy yourself, it disappears. It cannot sustain its existence. We have to see this contradiction. This order is the mercy of the creator of the order of the universe, saying that, or explicitly presenting to us that if you take a wrong object of worship, you will never get satisfied. But your expectation was satisfaction, but you will never get satisfaction. You will never get it. That's what God said, I'm going to punish you. It means you cannot escape from my order of creation. But In the hereafter, the people will be satisfied. That is another matter. When you go there, you will see what will happen. Now we are concerned about here. For example, when we go to when we try to learn something, if you learn it, as soon as you learn it, you forget. What happens? Do you get satisfaction from your education? As soon as you learn it, the knowledge disappears. So you see no point in taking this education. So we have to see that there must be an eternal source of satisfaction. It means eternal source of knowledge that will keep me. So when we say that, okay, I understand that my existence, the source of my existence is not the food, not the career or whatever, money or status in the society. This is not my point of worship. Then I can understand that if it is not, who's satisfying me? Who's going to satisfy me then? You can close the door here. Yes, please. Yeah, I think. This is okay. Yeah, that we have to search for the satisfaction. If there is a need, there must be a cure. Yeah, that is how the universe is set up, the order. Actually, this order needs to be taken seriously. For example, without rain, water, plantation, therefore animal life is not possible, correct? So there is a need for water. So you see in the creation, there is water. Without light, our existence will not be possible. So there is a need for light, and the light is provided. Yeah, everything. So let's come to our questions, human questions. I want to get satisfaction. Where is it? Only transient satisfaction. But I want permanent satisfaction. Where is it? The order tells me, the order of the universe is set in such a way that you have to look for the source of satisfaction while you are living your daily life in this world. So what I do now, I need water and the rain is coming. So as the Quran described in it, in the example of the prophet or somebody called Abraham, okay, it's a name mentioned there, or I mean, make it plausible, understandable, more concrete, or how do you say, more tangible? Yeah. So that there was a person who's called Abraham, did this. What is the importance of this story? Not Abraham, but what is told there, right? The teaching is important, not the names are not important. So in the name of Abraham, somebody is symbolized there. Maybe historically doesn't happen, is not our concern, none of my business. So it is symbolized there. And as soon as he realized that, I think the sun is providing everything. So when it realized that it is not permanent, it is disappearing, it says, I'm not satisfied with it. I don't love it. It means I'm not satisfied with it. It means my expectations are not met by saying that sun is the source of satisfaction for me, because my human expectations need what? Permanent source of satisfaction, so that I will feel secure in my existence permanently, not temporarily. So the temporary satisfaction cannot satisfy my expectations. It's exactly the same way. I need water, water comes. It is legitimate to think in this way. So water, the rain, is the source of satisfaction. But it disappears. It should run again, or when you study the order, it doesn't have to rain really, just only if the order allows it. So it is controlled, it's in the hands of something else. We ultimately know that this is the result of the order, so the will of the orderer of the universe. So find out the orderer of the universe to understand that it is this orderer of the universe is providing the order for me. So who is the orderer of the universe? Cannot be within the order of the universe. It must be the one who established the order of the universe can be the source of the existence of the order of the universe. So it can be the source of satisfaction for me, so that therefore it can be the object of my worship. So it is my religion. It means I establish my life according to this understanding. That's my religion. Everything, every means that I am receiving are the results of the source of the will, the choice of the source of existence of this universe. So I am responsible for it, but I feel secure in my existence. If somebody else or an idea suggested something else, welcome, none of my business. I am responsible for my choice. You are responsible for your choice. And this responsibility brings the result to you. But this choice and responsibility and the result relationship is established by the orderer of this existence, whoever established this universe, which is called in the Quran the owner of the universe, Lord of the universe, and described as God. So you name it, anything you like, but this is what I understood from this word, especially the what's that for? Preposition. Yeah, this is the meaning of proposition. That was very important to understand this, because in the Quran, these propositions, is it proposition called proposition? Yeah, li, is it correct? Yeah, so li, mean, be, they are they have various meanings, but they are very powerful in contributing to the meaning of the verse. For example, when you say Bismillah, for example, be means a lot. I mean, not a simple thing. In the name of God is, what does it mean? We have to question it. So it is not easy to comprehend, to benefit from the verses if we don't know the importance of this setting. So
I guess the verses from 2 all the way to pretty much 5, like you said, are constantly in a way going back and forth.
So as if argumentative, isn't it? Or competing, competitive, right. Yeah, but not, yeah.
Well, I guess my question is, with verse 2 and 4, the point gets across. What is, I guess, the wisdom in repeating it? Is there nothing else that's being said, or is there wisdom in the repetition? So that my mind.
I mean, you and I should think of it together, a kind of expressing the certainty. I'm sure. Because in fact, by definition, either the worship or religion, whatever the term you choose, must be based on, it's very maybe difficult to answer my expectations, but based on your own experience. You have to experience it. We have to experience it. We have to experience what I am establishing my existence on it. It means check within yourself. But you, of course, somebody may say that I can check with the Quran, but it's just prejudice in it. It's a biased attitude. So it doesn't mean much. So you have to check your belief in the Quran as well. Really, is it correct? So you have to check within yourself and experience it. If you worship, religion, whatever your belief, whatever the language you use, is not gone through experience, it means it is just an abstract claim. But it is a little bit difficult subject to think during this iftar time, hungry, waiting for the time to come. So, but abstract experience is very important. Well, if you say, I believe in God, I believe in the Quran, I believe in the hereafter, have you experienced it? Have you tried in your life? Yeah. What does this belief bring to your life, your existence? Which kind of value this belief adds to your existence? Believing in the hereafter. I want to go to the next chapter, but at the same time, this kind of subjects are important practical subjects because we usually do not experience our, if you like, faith or belief or religion or worship. Or these kind of concepts. We think that they are something ideologies. It means in abstract notions. But belief in anything should not be abstract notions. It must be a part of your religion. What was religion now? In this context, your practical life. It must be your part of your practical life. It means you have to experience it. Ask yourself, I believe in God. Which kind of value I gained from this conclusion? How did you come to this conclusion? And what added to your understanding of your existence? What added to it? What did it bring to you? Have you ever thought about it? For example, I thought once that when I believed in the hereafter, when I believed in the prophethood, so, I felt that, I gained something in my existence now as a result of experience. For example, you are in a desperate situation, very needy, and you are given any help, or when you got any source of satisfaction there, you obtain it, you get it, and then you feel what? Satisfied. So do you experience it? Yes, you must experience it. You feel satisfied there. You must experience it. And yeah, really, look, I'm satisfied. Now, any satisfaction as far as the teachings of the Quran is concerned, related to what? Your existence. The most important matter for a human being is to secure his existence. How? For not by myself, I cannot secure my existence even for a minute, for a second. Why? I cannot hold it. That's my reality. Through experience, I understand. It is continuously changing or undergoing change according to the order of the universe. So how can I gain satisfaction for my existence? And whatever I say, Look, I am a Muslim. All right. Which kind of satisfaction you gained as far as your existence is concerned? Or stability, certainty, full conviction in your existence is concerned when you say I am a Muslim. Of course, what is generally done in the culture, prevalent culture, in the hereafter, you will be in paradise. You see, referring it, postponing it to somewhere else, which you cannot experience it, can you? Can you? So, religion must be experienced and confirmed in this world, so that you will be sure what your belief really brings or adds to your existence. That is what is expected from us. So we usually don't experience belief. Do we understand that? Am I just accusing people? I'm including myself as well. I don't experience belief in my practical life. That's why my religion is not real, really. My religion is just optimistic, expecting the satisfaction after some time I die, get out of this world. How can I be satisfied with it? I will be satisfied after I die. How? Why? Why? Because they told me like this. Wait and see. But I'm not experiencing now. If it is not experienced now, it is not my religion. It is a dangerous subject, by the way, because we don't do that. I don't do that usually. So from time to time I question: does it bring you anything, add you to your satisfaction in your existence, and gives you security in your being that I am in good care of a of a being who is able to do it. Now, I am sure of my existence, that I'm not losing it, I'm not going to lose it, and I won't be deprived of all of my expectations in my life. So unfortunately, religion is just bargaining to my practical life. Bargaining means what? I will do something here so that after I die, then I will be secured for my future. Usual case, isn't it? Yeah. So we have to understand something that it is not satisfactory now. If it is not satisfactory now, how can I confirm it? How can I be sure about it? Because referring it to an unknown existence now, for any reason, I don't know why, we believe in the hereafter, because Quran says so. Again, I don't know why I believe in the Quran. What it says is true. If I don't experience it, I cannot confirm it. It is very dangerous and shaky subject. So let me...
Should I open the other verse?
Yeah, let's start the second. That was really my object today, to start this one. Yeah.
It's what's the name again?
Quran field.
Takathur?
Yeah. There will be an iftar here. Okay. Sorry.
Takathur?
It is there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is again 19th revealed chapter of the Quran chronologically, but early again, very early. Sorry.
Say 19.
Yeah, this field, 19th revealed chapter.
Oh, I have the wrong one.
Is it right or wrong? Which one?
I have the Kafiroon open. 1 second.
No,
Is it
no.
Open field.
Field.
1 second.
Okay. I opened it, so I thought it is there too.
I can open it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is called field. It's interesting. The name of the chapter, the names of the chapter are very interesting. They don't sound religious at all. So field. So what? Elephant, in English, elephant. So early chapters are like this. They don't really, most of the names of the chapters of the Quran are animals or objects in this universe. The things around, that's their name. So early, again, towards the end of the second year of the mission of the prophethood, it means after Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam started narrating or conveying the message he received from the Creator to the people. It's early time. It means we have to understand this kind of chapters as the very base of our understanding of whatever the religion or meaning of our life in this world. So changing our world view, basing it on the revelation. So, revelation means under the guidance of revelation, not imitating the revelation, of course, but benefiting from the teachings of the revelation. These early chapters mostly they teach the audience that you have to revisit your worldview. You have to try to understand what does living in this world mean for you? What makes your life meaningful for you? So this one starts with
Can I go to the next verse?
yeah, second one, yes, please. So it says, the first verse.
وكيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل.
So the translation,
Are you not aware of how your Lord dealt with the army of the elephant?
yeah. Now, alam tara literal means have you not seen or did you not see? So, okay, the translation says, well, I haven't seen it. Yeah. I didn't see, no one saw it at that time because this event, historically narrated, took place on the year that the prophet himself was born. But he didn't see it. But have you not aware of, it means think about it. How your Lord dealt with the army of the elephant. It means it must be an event known to the audience now, but we have to interpret for our own life conditions now. What is the army of the elephant? What does this army of the elephant represent for me now? Army of the elephant So can you say that the army of elephant is very powerful one, very powerful army, has very power, yeah, has the power in their hand. So this army, very powerful army, is really oppressing what they want to do, whatever they want to do. So they have there in the second verse, let's a bit contextualize it by reading the second verse. So, yeah.
Did he not make their treacherous plan go astray?
So, what does it mean now? What does it say here? Look, there must be some source, some people, something which is very powerful, but the owner of the universe, which is Lord of the universe, and you acknowledge this Lord so that this Lord becomes your Lord, he deals with it. The owner of this universe deals with this powerful one. These people, or whatever it is, they cannot really operate on their own will. They have to deal with within the conditions of the will of the Lord of this universe. So they may make treacherous plan, but the owner of the universe may make it go astray. It means they may not be able, or they will not be able to execute their treacherous plan, their bad intentions. What do we understand from it? What does it mean for us?
It's a hard one to understand.
So let me share my thoughts with you just to help you. I may say, look, if I have this worldly power, the source of power, maybe career, maybe money, position, or status in the society, and high status in the society. And what I do now, I am going to use it in order to fulfill my expectations, my purpose in my life. That's my plan. Okay? So, can I guarantee it? Can I guarantee that my source of power, which I obtained, will really make me satisfied? Can I guarantee it? If I rely on my own source, which I obtained from the order of the universe, can I guarantee it?
Temporarily, yes, but it's only temporary. I cannot guarantee.
Yeah. So the owner of the universe says, ultimate decision on my hand, not you. We cannot guarantee our life. We cannot guarantee that this source will benefit me. We cannot guarantee that this source is going to satisfy my expectations. Can we? If I say I am going to definitely fulfill this purpose, does it happen? May not. Yeah, may not. It doesn't really guarantee anything in this world. So we have to take the conditions of the order of the universe in order to see that, look, I can only follow the order of the universe in order to fulfill my expectations, but there is no way to guarantee it for me. Because the order is not under my control. For example, tomorrow, future, can you guarantee anything? You may have a lot of plans, but it may turn out to be completely contradictory conditions. It doesn't have to be as I planned everything. So what we human beings try to do is to secure our plan, that it will really be executed and the expectations will be fulfilled. But ultimately, we have to know that it is not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this world, especially through our choices. Although it is very strange, the structure of this universe is very strange. The order never changes. It looks like apparently contradictory. The order of the universe never changes. But the outcome of the order, as far as human expectations are concerned, not guaranteed, because there are so many unknown factors in the order to function. So we don't know what I am eating now. I am thinking that it is satisfying me, but we don't know. Maybe it is harmful for me. We cannot guarantee. But the food's possibility of being harmful is within the order. So if the food is like this, it is harmful, not. But you may not know it. And also, it may not be within your reach in this universe, because we cannot grasp the order of the universe in its total sense, or in it wholly, everything at the same time. Even if we do, there are many unknown factors because of the free will of human beings, because of the free will of limited free will of animals. You don't know what will happen. Do you know what am I going to choose tomorrow? What am I going to decide tomorrow? So you are driving carefully, but a drunken man may hit you. Can you prevent it? No? But it happens within the order of the universe. Although the order of the universe doesn't change, but my expectations are not guaranteed to be fulfilled. That is the strange relationship that we are in. It is called something in the religious discourse, divine determining. Right? And we understand that divine determining is changeable or fixed. That's another argument. What do you think? Divine determining is changing, or is it fixed?
Changeable.
Sorry?
Changeable. Subject to change.
Changeable. Divine determining. Agreed?
Not really.
No disagreement. Divine determining is changeable. Divine determining is not changeable. Two ideas anymore. What did you think?
I think that the divine determination is unchangeable in the larger scope of things,
Can you
but
be loud?
on a more personal, miniature level, it can be changeable.
Well, now, no,
Sit in Kafiroon.
it doesn't fit. No, divine determining really makes the order of the universe, but in a personal change. How?
I think that the arc of human history, or the arc of what will happen to mankind, and on the scale of like what happens to nations or to countries, is unchangeable, but personal determination could be changed.
But is there any evidence for it at all? For example, in this universe, do you see that this universe in its totality so consistent within each other? If one object changes, everything changes. Do you see that the order is so precise? In one element, if one element changes, everything changes. Do you understand this? So what is the benefit of this discussion? Divine determination is changing. No, we have to understand that whoever established this order, which is called God, right? It says, this is the way it is acting now, that this is my decision. Everything is going to happen within this decision. But we may not know what the future will bring to me. That is our ignorance. But divine determining is established, must be established. There is no change in the way that the things are determined. Do you see that? For example, they call it laws. The constants don't change. Laws don't change. But combination of everything seems to be changing, but according to the established order of the universe. It means according to the will of the universe. So when we see in the language of the Quran, what God, the owner of the universe, can create anything he wants, it means he could establish the owner of the universe, can establish any type of order within the universe. But after he establishes the order of the universe, it doesn't change. But as far as I am concerned, I don't know. There are many other factors. That is why, in order to explain the existence of this universe, I have to understand then how this universe exists. The source of existence of this order of the universe must be, by definition, say it? Yeah, must be infinite, absolute. Why? Everything is taken care of at the same time, constantly. That's the reason why we say the source must be absolute. If the source is absolute, so his knowledge, his comprehension of the order of the universe must be settled within his absolute will, absolute power, absolute knowledge, etc. So it is a hard discussion. What time is it?
1:59.
Yeah, it's a hard discussion. It's a very hard discussion. The universe exists as it is as a result of what? One will, not two. That is very difficult, I know, but let's start from there. The universe exists as a result of one absolute will. That's it. That's it. From the beginning to the end of this existence is already decided. Because the decision is made by the absolute knowledge, absolute power, absolute will. Absolute will doesn't change. There's no need. For the moment, this one, next time this one, next time this one. No. From the beginning to the end, we understand that, for example, space-wise, bear with me for a few minutes. Space-wise, we understand that galaxies are created right now. Solar system is created right now. The world is created right now. I am created right now. My cells are created right now. Are they taking at the same time in their existence? At the same time in their existence? It doesn't start from the creation of galaxies and then solar systems and then the world and then me and then my gradual. No, instant creation. Do you understand this? That's an important notion, actually. Instant creation at the same time. Why? The source must be absolute. We understand that. Only an absolute source can do this. Now, what is difficult for us? Thinking of the creation in line of time. That's a problem for us. We think that in line of time, it means creation is taking place gradually. No, but this is difficult. I understand. No, we are observing it gradually. Creation takes only once. Do you understand this? Why? If the source is absolute, do you think this absolute will wait to decide about tomorrow that we call it tomorrow? There is no tomorrow, by the way, for the creator, for the owner, for the source of existence of this universe. There is no tomorrow. Time and space established at once. So those people who are familiar with Arabic, I will recite it. وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. You will never ever see any change in the way that the universe operates. The order has been established. That's the way. So we can understand that space-wise, everything is taking place. When it comes to time, because of our understanding, our perception, our experience of the creation, we think that God is continuously saying, that moment, this universe, next moment, this universe, which kind of absolute creator is. But from the way that the universe comes into existence, necessitates for human logic that the source of existence of this universe must be, I'm hurrying, finish it, must be absolute. If it is absolute in terms of, as I experience it, space, it must be absolute in terms of, as I experience it, time. Time is for me. Time is not for the creator. Once event will finish. Kun fayakun. Be and it is. Time and space wise. So everything is established. Because of our limitation of the observation, for example, of the universe, we miss that. Let me see. Flashlight, there is a film in it, 2 hours, recorded. Right? A whole film, 2 hours film is in it. Or whatever you call it, movie, whatever. All right? Get it? Does it exist at the same time or gradually? The whole film is in the flashlight.
Film exists at the same time, but you can observe it gradually.
That's it. Do you understand the difference? It exists there at the same time from the beginning to the end. But if I want to see it, I have to put it in time dimension for me. For the film itself, there is no time. Okay, but we have to stop. No, one.
No, I was just thinking before and our experience. Thinking of the question of, everything is fixed. Everything is fixed for God, but the reason why
when we think about change, the whole entire universe, right, is fixed. But when we think about change from our experience, for example, idea of changing your own destiny or fate based on dua, right? So
Based on the?
based on dua, making dua, making.
Oh, no, it's within the universe.
Yeah. So this is how I'm thinking of it. So even though the whole universe is fixed because right, God has fixed everything, God still knows that we're going to make the.
I don't know. Look at the universe. Look. So you are the first time you are attending this class. Am I right? Sorry.
I've been here before.
Also, but you must be familiar then. We don't speak on behalf of God. We speak here through our experience.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that because of the change is from our experience. So, for example,
In our experience.
Yeah. So, for example, when we make dua or for
No.
for either
But this dua makes your
the
life
change of our
better.
experience. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is that the change is for us because of
No,
our
it's not.
experience of time and the limitations of time. And that's where those concepts of being able to seek our creator and therefore change our destiny, all of those ideas are because of our limited experiences of time. Does that
Can I
make
give
sense?
you very time is squeezed? That's why I don't like this condition. But if you are watching the movie, if you are given the option to fast forward it or rewind it, fast rewind it, you can use it. You can use it. So you skip many, if you like, how do you say, frames of the film, thousands of them, millions of them, okay? You can skip it. But this is your experience. As far as the filmmaker is concerned, it doesn't matter. So it doesn't change. But you are saying you keep the word dua, it was prayer. Prayer changes you. So, but doesn't change the movie at all. So very quick, if you want to say something. Quick, okay. I think we have to stop the people who are coming for iftars. We shouldn't be really preventing their life. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we will just, inshallah, continue just and warming up for the subject. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Saturday here.
So Saturday we are going to, no, not here. The building will be closed. NYU students, so there the building will be closed during the weekend. So we will be back to Woodhaven and next Wednesday. Okay, let's decide now. For those people who attend this class almost continuously, almost, not necessarily 100%, would you like to have it 6:30 or 7 p.m. starting hour?
Is next Wednesday Eid?
Next Wednesday, yeah? Next Wednesday, Eid, the second day of Eid. But I asked before, our friend said we can come. So we can have it. Okay. So what one, those people who attend continuously, almost continuously, which one do you prefer? 6:30? Okay, 6:30. 7? 7? 7 or 6:30? 7, 4. What shall we do?
Okay, I'll do a quick count. 6:30, raise your hand.
Raise your hand up high so we can count.
6:30.
About 3, 4.
6:30. 1,
Okay.
2, 3,
4,
4, 5, 6. 7. 1, 2, 3. What? 6:30, 7. What?
That's 7.
Now 7. Did you not
6:30,
raise?
one more 6:30.
Okay. So, okay, we have more 6:30 than 7.
Okay.
We should also ask if the 6:30 people can make it at 7 or if the 7 people
Okay.
can make it
Yeah.
at 6:30.
Those who are should we do this after?
But
not
they
really,
have to
okay.
know. They have to know as
those
well. Yeah.
Those who can come at 6:30, can you also come at 7? Raise your hand.
But that's obvious.
No, but
Can you
extended,
say-
you prefer.
say-
No,
okay.
but other way around. Ask the question other way around.
Those who are, I'm just saying,
No,
people,
those
that
people
also means
who
that the
want,
discussion goes longer.
those people
Yeah,
who prefer 7 o'clock, can they make it at 12, 6:30?
raise your hand.
Yes.
You can make it.
Very good.
Oh, it's possible.
But there are other people
Okay.
that can.
Okay,
Sorry.
But there are other people who can.
yeah, yeah.
So
I think that
you can make
50%,
it. So
50.
inshallah, okay. At least next Wednesday, 6:30, and next Saturday, this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. in Woodhaven. Right? Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. May Allah